Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox Gut, welcome back to another video. So like I said in my last video, I did want to finish up Gantz G for you guys, and if you guys can tell by the title, I read Gantz G in its entirety, and I got some things to say about it. So let's just hop right into it. First of all, you know, I don't dislike it. I actually really enjoyed this read. I read it in one sitting. You know, I haven't read manga in a while, so it actually took me a little bit to read these volumes. It maybe took me about an hour and 20 minutes to read all three of them, which is wild because Gantz reads incredibly fast. But there are some slower, in particularly the second volume, very slow. But I just wanted to give you guys, I literally just finished it maybe about 2-3 minutes ago, and I wanted to give my immediate thoughts. Don't have anything written down, so it's just going to be raw out of my mind. So let's get right into it. So what do I think of Gantz G? I mean, it definitely does have some hype around it because I have been waiting on this very first volume for a while. I enjoyed it, but they cut it too short. And there is going to be some spoilers in this if you guys haven't read Gantz G, or if you guys don't really care. It has nothing to do with the main series or anything like that. It's literally just its own standalone story. It does kind of mess with some of the characters in the original, like, Gantz story, because the main character is K Corona instead of Corono, so it's kind of like a play on the main character. It is a little weird, but you can get past that. First of all, I just want to talk about the characters. Corona definitely was one of my least favorite characters. Yeah, she had some pretty typical motivation. Her boyfriend, or like friend that's a poi, dies in, because they all die in a bus crash, and because they're all in school together, and she has this crush on this guy, whatever, and he dies in Gantz, and she's like, well, I'm gonna get the 100 points to get him back. You know, pretty typical. And that's her motivation to that throughout the entire manga. The character that absolutely blew me away, was by far my favorite character, was, I don't know their names actually, because they're, you know, I read this very fast, and I wasn't really, the names weren't really sticking to me other than Corona, Jesus. But it has to be the blonde girl. She is a super cool, compelling character. I loved her character development because at first, you know, as these girls are put into the Gantz room, there's these two guys that are kind of training them through it, trying to teaching them the ropes about how to use the weapons, use the suits and stuff like that. But, you know, she doesn't really care, honestly. She's more like, I don't really give a shit. She just wants to get this over with. She, you know, doesn't care. And eventually, at the end of the manga, she completely makes a 180. There's a moment in here where it kind of gives her backstory to where it's, I think she gets her own chapter. It's about her house, her household, how it runs and stuff like that. Very, definitely the most... I mean, if you're taking my favorite part about Gantz out, which is the missions, my favorite part in this manga besides the missions was her chapter at home. Very good. I don't want to spoil it because it is a very good moment in the Gantz G manga, which you guys can definitely find scans on this and read this online. Super easy to find, and I would say just read this online, honestly. I don't think it's worth going out and finding all three, honestly, but very good read. Yeah, she was definitely a standout character for sure. But the thing is it starts off with a banger of a mission. You are immediately fighting these zoo kind of animals, and it, like I said, it kind of cuts it short at the end. I really liked the boss enemy at the very end. He looked cool, but like I said, they cut him short. You know, Corona was fighting him, dodging him, and then just boom, blasted his head off, and that was pretty much it. And that's where I got to get into what had happened in the second volume. Nothing happened in the second volume besides that one good chapter that I was talking about. It goes into the backstory of all the different girls and stuff like that. The only standout girl, like I said, is the blonde girl and maybe Corona, but the rest, very forgettable. Don't even remember their names. I know she's like the sharpshooter and stuff like that because she takes keen to hitting stuff good with the weapons. But yeah, I think the characters are very forgettable, even the main character. There's only one standout character, honestly. They cut the missions a little short. Like I was saying, I like the zoo mission, but they just cut it too short. That's my main gripe. The second mission, though, in the third volume, the mermaid mission, with the 100-point alien being the mermaid, I really like this mission because of the different types of like monsters they fought. I love the way they morphed. Yeah, sometimes it kind of looked bad, but I still enjoyed it because it reminded me of the, you know, the digital art that Gantz does best. I really enjoyed it. I actually did like the way, because the two male characters that teach all the girls, they end up dying in this final mission. It's not really the final mission, but it is for them. They both end up dying, and one of the guys turns into a monster. That was a really cool part. I really enjoyed it. But as I was reading, I just kept on thinking to myself, like, how are they gonna wrap this up? I'm literally getting to like 30 pages left. How are they gonna wrap it up? It's still continuing on with the fight. And yeah, sure enough, they within a span of maybe about 2 to 3 pages per character, they show what they're doing, you know, after the Gantz and stuff like that, how they were going about their life. And honestly, it seemed like they were not scarred by it, like how, you know, Kay was in the actual series. That dude was literally shitting bricks in his house, like scared, paranoia, like sweating, like crying, like just paranoid. These girls didn't really seem like they were, you know, too scared to go back into the Gantz room. I know for sure I would be. But yeah, like I said, their backstories were spread out into about 2 to 3 pages. But I mean, can you really complain with a 3-volume series, honestly? But the final like maybe 7 to 8 pages have to be the worst gut punch to me. Oh my god, this is such a lost opportunity. The final, you know, final pages of the manga, it shows the girls, all of them are alive, and they're in the room of Gantz, and they're telling all these people like, hey, you guys gotta put the suits on, this and that, just giving them the rundown. And then it shows the alien that they're about to fight, and it's a samurai alien. It looks like Miyamoto Musashi from Vagabond. And I was like, dude, I know that this is the end. This is the end of the series, so I know we're not gonna see this badass mission. And I would have even loved to see them all die in that mission. Honestly, I just wanted to see what kind of crazy stuff Hiroya Oku was gonna pull in that samurai mission. Kind of sad that they ended it like that. You know, missed opportunity. Like I said, they definitely cut this manga short, but can you really complain with a 3-volume series rather? Did I enjoy it? Yeah. Is it even close to the original series? Absolutely not. But I mean, I finished the original series and I was feeling to read some Gantz today, and it definitely filled that need. I enjoyed this. If I recommend doing anything, don't buy these physical. Just go out, read them online. It's very fun. You know, like I said, you just want your regular Gantz action. This is it. The 2nd volume is a little lacking in that, but the 1st and 3rd, just such a missed opportunity with that samurai mission, man. I would love to see how that played out, but I guess we never will know, honestly. But yeah, guys, I would give Gantz G probably a 7, maybe a 6.5 out of 10, honestly, because I gave original Gantz. Whenever I finished the Catastrophe arc, it became my favorite manga of all time. So I give it a 10 for sure. This is more like a 6.5 because, yeah, the character development is there, but for 1 out of the 5 main characters in it. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you guys my quick little review on Gantz G. It actually did feel good to read some manga in, you know, one sitting. It felt good to just chunk out some pages. It felt really good. And especially that it was Gantz. You know, I can't complain about Gantz. My Discord's going to be down in the comment section, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been Xbox Gut. Later.